Morning light bathes the bedroom as the sound of Mark's laughter fills the air. I wake to Mark's voice, animated and joyful on the phone. The sound of Mark's laughter is a sharp contrast to the knot of anxiety tightening in my stomach. I try to stretch, but the anxiety is a physical weight. The joy in Mark's voice does nothing to soothe my growing unease. I lie still, the knot in my stomach refusing to release its hold. I enter the kitchen, the scent of coffee already filling the air. Mark stands at the counter, a familiar figure amidst the morning routine. I pause, a question hanging in the air. "Who were you talking to?" Mark turns, his expression unreadable as he faces me. In an ordinary setting, Mark appears undisturbed, his expression betraying no hint of concern. Nonchalantly, Mark discloses, "Oh, just my mom. She and a few others are coming over later." His words hang in the air, contrasting sharply with the unknown nature of their impending arrival. The understated announcement does little to reveal the true significance of the situation. A sense of anticipation builds, hinting at the extraordinary event masked by Mark's casual demeanor. In an undisclosed location, I stand, a phone glued to my ear, battling inner turmoil. "Coming over? Later? Mark, we talked about this. I need notice." My voice barely a whisper, yet laced with urgency. My composure begins to crack, frustration seeping into every syllable. My voice rises despite my effort. Mark dismisses the situation with a wave of his hand, his nonchalance betraying a hidden tension. Mark speaks, trying to reassure someone. "It's not a big deal," Mark continues, minimizing the event. "They just want to say hi." Mark offers a comforting thought. "It's family." A subtle shift in Mark's eyes hints at deeper, unspoken feelings about the situation. Despite his words, a flicker of unease crosses Mark's face, revealing his true feelings. In the morning light, I stand amidst a chaotic living room, a sea of scattered toys stretching before me. Dust bunnies huddle under the couch, mocking the order I crave. The sight triggers an explosion of tasks in my mind, each one demanding immediate attention. I am rooted to the spot, paralyzed by the sheer volume of chores that await. Sunlight floods the disheveled living room, highlighting the chaos of scattered clothes and takeout containers. I stand, hands firmly on my hips, surveying the scene with a mixture of frustration and resolve. Mark remains in his pajamas, oblivious to the surrounding mess, his relaxed state a stark contrast to my mounting irritation. I confront him. "Mark, the house is a mess. We have no food. I have plans today." Mark reaches for his keys, a dismissive shrug accompanying his action. With casual assurance, Mark speaks. "Relax. They don't care." Mark continues, his tone laced with nonchalance. "You worry too much." Mark offers a simple solution. "Just tidy up a bit." Mark's carefree attitude fills the silence, a stark contrast to unspoken anxieties. The echo of Mark's words hangs in the air, a blend of reassurance and indifference. Sunlight floods the car as I stare blankly ahead, lost in memories. I remember a similar situation a year ago. My thoughts drift back to a painful time. I was sick but still forced to cook and clean for his visiting relatives. The memory stings. The weight of past burdens settles heavily as the car moves forward. In the kitchen, I stand coughing slightly, a wooden spoon clutched in my hand. Steam rises from the pot, yet my gaze remains fixed on the swirling soup. My aunt watches me, arms crossed, her expression critical. Doubt laced with disapproval colors her tone as she speaks. "Are you sure you know what you're doing?" Aunt continues with concern. "This soup looks rather questionable." The soup bubbles ominously, a silent question mark hanging in the air. In a flashback, Mark is sitting among his family, their laughter filling the room with joy. The scene glows with a nostalgic light, emphasizing their carefree happiness. The room echoes with their laughter, a stark contrast to an unseen suffering. The warm, nostalgic light highlights the carefree joy of the family. Resentment begins to simmer as the morning light fills the bedroom. The character starts to pace, the weight of unresolved feelings heavy in the air. Each step echoes the growing frustration, a silent storm brewing within. The room becomes a stage for inner turmoil, each corner a reminder of past conflicts. The pacing quickens, a physical manifestation of the emotional whirlwind. The character stops abruptly, the intensity of the moment hanging heavy. Alone in the silent expanse, I stand, a solitary figure burdened by unspoken weights. Lost in thought, I wrestle with invisible chains that bind my spirit. The weight of countless burdens presses upon me, each one a silent scream in the quiet of my mind. A moment of stark realization as I voice the truth. It's not just tidying, it's everything. The shopping, the cooking, the entertaining. The unspoken is now spoken, a challenge laid bare in the open air. The stark emptiness of the kitchen screams of Mark's absence. I reach for the fridge, my hope dwindling with each step. The door swings open to reveal nothing but empty shelves. Frustration boils over as I slam the door shut, the sound echoing my despair. In the dim room, the glow of the phone screen casts an eerie light on my face. My fingers hover hesitantly over the keypad, indecision etched on my face. The message forms slowly. I can't do this, Mark. I need more than 4 hours' notice. The words hang in the air, a silent plea in the digital void. With a deep breath, I send the message, the room's dimness amplifying the weight of my decision. I navigate the bright aisles of the grocery store, each step echoing my growing unease. The cartwheels wobble as I frantically grab cans and boxes, piling them high. Fluorescent lights hum overhead, mirroring the frantic energy surging within. The ticking clock amplifies the urgency, each tick a stark reminder of time slipping away. I toss items into the cart, a whirlwind of motion fueled by mounting desperation. The polished floor reflects the frantic pace, each squeak a sharp note in the symphony of anxiety. In the heart of the kitchen, I envision myself consumed by frantic activity, battling against the relentless ticking of time. The weight of the impending arrival presses down as each moment feels like an eternity. Imagining scrutinizing eyes dissecting every flaw, every imperfection, the pressure mounts, threatening to overwhelm me as the clock relentlessly marches forward. In the living room, a forced smile masks deep exhaustion. I attempt to play the perfect hostess, though feeling utterly drained. The weight of being unappreciated settles heavily. A palpable sense of weariness fills the air. In the dim light of the bedroom, I sit heavily on the edge of the bed, the weight on my chest stifling. The phone screen illuminates my face, each swipe a painful reminder of a life now distant. Ghosts of laughter and adventure flicker across the screen, mocking the ache that now defines me. Each image is a stab of what was, a life vibrant and free, now suffocated by sorrow. The past smiles back at me, a taunting echo in the silence of my despair. The living room feels like a gilded cage, each object a reminder of confinement. A sense of entrapment deepens as I survey the familiar yet alien surroundings. The air thickens with unspoken tension. The decision crystallizes in my mind. A resolve hardens within me, a silent promise to break free from this suffocating elegance. In the dimness, a phone's glow reveals a face, the only source of light in the unknown location. My fingers dance frantically across the screen, a flurry of movement in the still darkness. A desperate message takes shape, each word a plea for escape. "I'm leaving," I type, the words echoing the turmoil within me. "I can't do this anymore. They can't come over," I finish, sealing my decision. The door swings open, and I step out, suitcase in hand, into the light of day. A wave of relief washes over me, tinged with a sharp undercurrent of guilt. The sun beats down, and the street stretches out before me, a path to a new beginning. Each step forward is a release, yet the weight of what I leave behind is palpable. The street blurs, and the weight of my decision settles in. Inside the cozy coffee shop, I sit, bathed in sunlight, lost in solitary thought. Sunlight dances through the window, illuminating the gentle ballet of dust motes. Outside, faces blur in a hurried dance, each etched with their own story of purpose or worry. I gaze out at the bustling world, a strange sense of peace settling over me. The coffee steams gently, its aroma mingling with the quiet hum of the cafe. Lost in the moment, I find solace in the simple act of watching the world go by. The phone rings, Mark's name flashing across the screen, a stark symbol of the brewing storm. A hand hesitates, then deliberately reaches past the insistent call. The ringing continues, unanswered, as the tension in the room escalates with each unanswered call. Silence descends as the call is ignored. Mark stares intently at his phone, his expression a rigid mask of frustration. His frustration mounts as he realizes, they're not coming. A bitter accusation escapes his lips. Are you happy now? Mark stands still, the phone still in his hand, the silence amplifying his frustration. The coffee shop buzzes with activity, the strong aroma of roasted beans filling the air. Despite the inviting scent, a knot of anxiety tightens within me. The cafe is crowded with people, their voices a low hum that does little to soothe my nerves. I lean forward, my voice barely a whisper. I just need you to hear me, Mark. My eyes search Mark's face, pleading for understanding. The fate of our conversation hangs heavy in the balance. The front door swings open, revealing a warmly lit interior. I step inside, the quiet of the house immediately noticeable. Mark is sulking on the couch, a dark cloud over him. His posture speaks volumes of his discontent, a silent drama unfolding. The air is thick with unspoken tension, a heavy silence filling the room. His presence dominates the space, a palpable weight in the otherwise still evening. The room pulses with tension, unspoken resentments hanging heavy in the air. Mark stands, his posture stiff, fury burning in his eyes. His voice cracks with suppressed rage. You ruined everything. Mark continues. You always have to be difficult. In an echoing void, the air thickens with unspoken tension. I face Mark, my expression a silent plea. The weight of words unuttered presses down, a palpable barrier between us. My voice cracks as I break the silence. I just need a little consideration, Mark. A desperate question hangs in the air, a fragile hope woven into my plea. Is that too much to ask? The moment stretches, each second amplifying the silence as we await Mark's response. The air crackles with unspoken tension in the stark, unknown setting. Mark challenges the silence, his words cutting through the unease. You're uptight, you can't just go with the flow. The weight of Mark's words hangs heavy, intensifying the atmosphere. The sparse setting amplifies the emotional charge between the characters. In the stark silence of an unknown place, I stand, my gaze unwavering. The air vibrates with unspoken tension, a prelude to conflict. My voice slices through the quiet, challenging the unseen. The flow? The flow is me doing everything while you do nothing. The accusation hangs heavy, a gauntlet thrown down in the silent space. My stance remains firm, awaiting a response in the charged atmosphere. In the dim light of the living room, shadows dance ominously across the walls, setting a stage for conflict. Tension fills the air, palpable and suffocating, as unspoken words threaten to erupt. Fists clench, a silent prelude to the storm about to break, as the familiar onslaught looms. The argument ignites, the same tired words and accusations echoing through the strained atmosphere. The living room becomes a battleground, the dim light casting long, distorted shadows as the conflict escalates. In a tense standoff, unspoken words hang heavy in the air. A storm of hurt and frustration brews beneath the surface. I struggle to contain my simmering resentment. The silence shatters as I finally speak, my voice laced with bitterness. I feel like your personal assistant, not your partner. The weight of my words hangs heavy in the air. The scene begins in a space devoid of warmth, an empty canvas awaiting life. The setting hints at a common home, yet feels untouched, unexplored. Mark's voice breaks the silence, a casual dismissal of unspoken anxieties. He offers a simple reassurance. You're exaggerating, it's just family. His words hang in the air, a challenge to the quiet unease that fills the room. The stark setting amplifies the weight of his statement, a silent question lingering. In the stark unknown, Mark confronts one, his face a mask of inscrutable thoughts. The air thrums with the weight of words unspoken, a silent battleground of wills. I breaks the silence, her voice echoing with frustration. Exactly, it's always just family. Her words hang in the air, a pointed challenge to the unseen chains of obligation. With rising defiance I declares, But it's my life too, Mark. In the quiet of the bedroom, shadows dance as I lie awake, lost in thought. Moonlight paints the room with shadows, my mind replaying the day's events. A deep uncertainty settles as I whisper into the night. Will things ever change? The shadows lengthen, mirroring the doubts that stretch before me. In the quiet kitchen, I stand alone, enveloped by a profound silence. The coffee machine sputters and gurgles, its sounds amplifying the solitude. Mark appears, his presence casting a shadow over the morning stillness. He moves through the kitchen, a spectral figure detached from his surroundings. In a sparsely furnished room, tension fills the air. Mark breaks the silence with a remorseful tone. Look, I'm sorry, he continues, his voice laden with regret. I didn't realize how much this was affecting you. The weight of his apology hangs heavily in the room, unanswered. In an undefined space, Mark and I stand, separated by an invisible wall of tension. The air vibrates with unsaid words, heavy with the weight of their confrontation. I's voice cuts through the silence. Really? Because I've told you, Mark, repeatedly. Mark stands firm, his silence a response in itself. The tension thickens, each word a deliberate strike in their silent battle. Mark stands, consumed by shame. Mark lifts his head slightly, a glimmer of resolve in his eyes. Okay, he begins, desperation lacing his tone. His voice cracking with sincerity. Mark vows, I'll try to be better, I promise. The weight of his promise hangs heavy in the air. In the bright living room, I turn my gaze toward him, my eyes searching, probing. The air thickens with unspoken questions as I study his every expression. I seek a glimmer of truth, a spark of honesty, in the depths of his eyes. A veil of doubt clouds my judgment, uncertainty gnawing at my resolve. The silence stretches, heavy with the weight of my skepticism. Hesitation lingers, as I remain unconvinced, trapped in a web of uncertainty. Days later, sunlight floods the house, revealing dust dancing in the air. Mark stands at the stove, a wooden spoon in hand, stirring something. The aroma of simple comfort drifts through the house. I watch Mark, a surge of surprise and gratitude washing over me. The sunlight catches the subtle details of Mark's gentle movements. The simple act feels like a profound expression of care. Days later, sunlight streams into the living room, illuminating the hopeful scene as Mark speaks. Mark's face lights up. So, I was thinking we could get the whole family together. It's been ages. His plea hangs in the air as Mark continues, I need your help to plan it. I listen intently, a notepad in my hand, absorbing every detail of his plan. Nodding thoughtfully, I acknowledge the importance of his words, ready to assist. An unknown location, the specifics of which remain shrouded in mystery. A voice reverberates through the room, its source hidden, its message hanging in the air. The voice continues, offering a glimmer of direction amidst the uncertainty. I break the silence, offering words of encouragement. That's a great start, Mark. Thank you. The words echo, creating a moment of affirmation in the undefined space. Lost in the stillness of night, I lie in bed, my gaze fixed on the ceiling above. A flicker of hope sparks within the darkness. The darkness begins to recede, a tiny spark igniting within me. The possibility of change dances in my thoughts, a beacon in the night. Maybe, just maybe, things can change. Bathed in the golden hues of a sun-drenched park, I stride forward, each step resonating with a newfound sense of empowerment. The sunlight embraces me, infusing my spirit with a strength I never knew I possessed. With each breath, I draw in the energy of the park, feeling an unbreakable bond form between myself and the world around me. My heart swells with a quiet confidence, a silent promise to embrace every challenge that lies ahead. The park becomes my sanctuary, a place where I can always find the strength to face whatever comes my way. In the quiet of the night, Mark and I settle onto the couch, the dim glow of the television casting shadows across our faces. A comfortable silence envelops us as we watch the movie, our presence a comforting anchor in the stillness. The room breathes with unspoken understanding, a shared moment of peace between two souls. The flickering images dance before us, a silent symphony of light and shadow that weaves a tapestry of connection. In this shared space, time seems to slow, and the world outside fades away, leaving only the warmth of companionship. In the heart of an unknown location, progress dawns amidst lingering imperfections. A cautious optimism begins to permeate the air, a fragile hope taking root. I reflect on the journey ahead. It's not perfect. The path remains long and arduous. We still have a long way to go. A glimmer of hope emerges as I acknowledge, but at least he's finally listening. The air is charged with a newfound sense of purpose. In the quiet of the night, I close my eyes, a subtle smile gracing my lips. A gentle smile whispers across my face as I embrace the approaching challenge. I am lying with my eyes closed, a soft smile playing on my lips. I am lying with my eyes closed, a soft smile playing on my lips.